Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about the title sequences and where I think they all rank. Now, I have done this video once before, but we never had the 14th and 15th Doctor's title sequence, so I've added that in as well. I've also changed some of the places of the rankings that I originally did, because I feel like some are a bit better and some are not as good as I originally thought. So this is going to be an updated version of my ranking of the title sequences. But without no further ado, let's get into the video and see where I rank them all. At number 16, we have the 15th and 14th Doctor's title sequence. Now, I really don't like this one. I think this is the worst of them all. Now, I feel like this is the perfect example of just because you have a higher budget and more technology, it doesn't mean it's going to be better. Now, when I originally heard the theme tune with the orchestra, I thought it sounded really good. However, I thought it would have sounded a bit different and matched the title sequence much more. Now, the title sequence and the theme both have problems. I feel like the theme sounds a bit funny, and then the title sequence itself, I feel like is filled with very random shots, and I always wonder, well, what's that doing there? That's not really the title sequence, that's not really the vortex. So what is that? Now, there are some shots which are really good, and there are some moments in the music which sound great as well. So it's not all bad, but considering what I was expecting, and considering the title sequence that come before it, I just feel this is a real letdown. For me as well, it doesn't help that this was introduced in the Star Beast and that the Star Beast first saw this title sequence. Now, for me, it feels like they feed into each other. Because whenever I watch the Star Beast, this is obviously right at the beginning. And then whenever I hear the theme tune, it reminds me of the Star Beast as it was first introduced there. Now, I don't really like either, so I feel like this is another negative for the title sequence. But just in general, I really don't enjoy this title sequence, and that's why it's ranked at 16. At number 15, we have Sylvester McCoy's title sequence. Now, looking on the positive side first, I do like how the asteroids match the theme. However, I feel like the title sequence itself isn't actually that bad. I really appreciate that it was really ahead of its time, and whole shots took days to render when they were making it. However, the theme itself, it doesn't spark excitement like the others do. So that's why I'd rank it at 15. It's just, I don't feel like it's as good as the theme tunes that come before or come after. Again, I feel like it's better than the 14th and 15th Doctor's theme, but I just don't feel like it's as good as the others. And I feel like it sort of signifies the end of Classic Who. I feel like the theme really signifies that. So that's why I rank it. It just doesn't spark the excitement. Again, I do appreciate it. And yes, I feel like it's better than the 14th and 15th Doctor's theme, but not as better as the others. At number 14, we have Series 7B's title sequence. Now, this one does spark more excitement than the Sylvester McCoy theme. However, the title sequence itself, I do feel like is very messy, like the 14th and 15th Doctor's title sequence. I do appreciate they were trying to do something new like other shows were doing at the time, but it does feel very messy, and I don't feel like it's as good as the other New Who title sequences that come before or after. So again, that's why I rank it here. I do like how the TARDIS doors opens onto the episode itself at the end. That's a nice, cool feature. But apart from that, I don't really enjoy it that much. So that's why I'm going to put it at 14. At number 13, we have Colin Baker's themes, all the variations of the TARDIS sequences. Both of them I don't like. It's very 80s, but I don't like how they've sort of added those sort of like flares on top of it. Again, I feel like it sort of hides the great title sequence that lays underneath it. So I'm not really keen on how they've done that. And I feel like this sort of signifies the decline of the JNT era. I feel like his first title sequence is really good and when he's at his best. And like I said about the Sylvester McCoy theme, when it comes to the end of his era, they're not so good. So I feel like this signifies the sort of middle where it's starting to decline. But yeah, I just don't really like the title sequence, and the theme for his second variation in particular, I'm not as keen on. And I feel like it's taken away from the great sort of Tom Baker's first and Pete Davidson's second sort of theme and title sequence. So that's why I'd rank them at 13. At number 12, we have Jon Pertwee's first title sequence. Now, I really do like how they exploit this one of the colour and how they use a lot of colours to really exploit their Doctors in colour. So I really like how they do that. But apart from that, there's not too much to say with this title sequence. So this is why it's ranked here, because I like how they exploit the colour, but then there's not really much else to it. So I like this one. It's not bad, but it's not amazing either. So that's why it's at number 12. At number 11, we have William Hartnell's title sequence. Now, credit to Delia Derbyshire for making this, because this is the original, and you really got to give credit to it. It's absolutely amazing, and it's really great how they made it as well, with all the lights and the flares in the camera and everything. I really do like this one. And what I loved about this, when I watched the William Hartnell era, when I was first watching it, and I couldn't sort of get into certain stories because they were too long or a bit boring, just hearing the theme tune really got me into the episode. So it just comes to show how great this title sequence and theme is. And it is really good. It is the original, it is the first one that had low budget and everything, but it's still really good, so that's why I rank it here. but actually this is actually swapped with the second Doctor's TARDIS sequence and theme. So originally the second Doctor's TARDIS sequence and theme was at 11, but it's swapped, and I'll give you the reason for that soon. At number 10 we have Tom Baker's first TARDIS sequence. Now I feel like this one it's a better update than the sort of like first one we got for Jon Pertwee. But I don't like the bulbous blue light on top of the TARDIS. My eyes are always drawn to it, but in such a bad way. I also don't like the sort of black hole void behind the sort of title of the episode. Again, my eyes are drawn to it, but not for a good thing. It just feels very sort of off, and I just don't really like it. So that's why I'd rank it here. It's a better update than Jon Pertwee's one, but it's not as good, and it does have that the light and the dark that they are sort of nitpicks, but I just don't like them. So that's why I put it at number 10. At number 9 we have Peter Capaldi's TARDIS sequence. Now I know this was made off a sort of fan-made TARDIS sequence, and that fan-made TARDIS sequence was great, and so is this one, but it doesn't spark as much excitement as other themes and TARDIS sequences do, especially in the sort of modern era. So it is good, and I do like how there's all the clocks and sort of the world spinning around and everything. So I do enjoy it, but I just don't feel like it can rank any higher compared to the others. So yeah, at number 9 is going to have to be Peter Capaldi's TARDIS sequence. At number 8 we have the TV movie TARDIS sequence. Now this one will be controversial for being so high up, but I do enjoy it, and it does match the movie so well. You can also sort of see glimmers of the 2005 theme, because I do believe, if I'm correct, that they sort of based some of the 2005 TARDIS sequence around this one. So I really like how it sort of feeds into that. And the shot of the TARDIS sort of spinning and coming up to the camera and then spinning away, that's just so iconic, and I've seen it so many times in my life. So that's why I rank it here. I just feel like it's quite iconic, and again, it is a good one, and it just sort of matches the movie really well. So at number 8 is the TV movie theme. At number 7 we have Jon Pertwee's second titles. Now I think it's absolutely amazing how far the TARDIS sequence come in 10 years, considering from 1963 to 1973. I think it's just so incredible, and I really do like this theme and TARDIS sequence. My only nitpick would be actually Jon Pertwee in it as himself. I feel like using the whole body shot is a bit awkward. It's a bit like at the beginning of the Star Beast with the 14th Doctor. I feel like just the face would have matched a lot better. But apart from that, it's really cool. And again, crazy to think how far the TARDIS sequence come in just 10 years. So at number 7 is Jon Pertwee's second title sequence. At number 6 we have Patrick Troughton's titles. Now this one I really do enjoy because it's far less reserved than the first. And I do like how his face appears in it as well. It's another nice cool added feature to it. But maybe I'm biased at the moment, but listening back to the first and second Doctor's TARDIS sequence, I actually enjoy the second Doctor's TARDIS sequence more. Maybe it's because I'm currently watching the second Doctor's era at the moment. I'm halfway through the Seeds of Death, and I'm really enjoying getting into Classic Who again. This is sort of the first time I'm watching these episodes. But just listening back to the TARDIS sequence of the second Doctor and then listening to the first, again, I feel like the second Doctor's one is more enjoyable. There's just something about it which is just more enjoyable and sort of exciting. Maybe it's because I'm watching the second Doctor here at the moment and I'm really enjoying it, and maybe that's why I've changed my mind. But at the moment, I do feel like for me, the second Doctor's TARDIS sequence is better than the first. Again, the first is absolutely brilliant, but at the moment, I'm enjoying the second Doctor's TARDIS sequence more. At number 5 we have David Tennant's second TARDIS sequence. Now this is really tough in the ranking now because all of them really could be first place, but I have to rank them in certain orders. Now this one I do enjoy, don't get me wrong, and a lot of people probably rank this as their first, but I just enjoy the others just a bit more. So at number 5 is David Tennant's second TARDIS sequence. At number 4 is Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS sequence. Now it's even harder for me to rank now because I really do enjoy this one, but I can't rank this higher than the others I've got left. This one has no TARDIS and no face in the titles, and sometimes it can feel a bit short. So that's sort of the problems I sort of have with it. But the colours are brilliant, and the more you go on in her era, I feel like the better the TARDIS sequence gets. Not only the TARDIS sequence, but the theme itself, the sort of like modifications to it. So I really do like it, and I like how at the end it sort of sucks in and then warps out and pushes you through. I just really like all the effects of it, and I really do feel like this is really good. And this is another reason why I don't like the 14th, 15th Doctor's TARDIS sequence. Because comparing this to what they had just before to compare to what we got now, I just feel like it's such a step down. So that's why I don't really enjoy the 14th, 15th Doctor's TARDIS sequence and theme. Again, just another reason why I don't like it. But talking about this one, I really do like it, and I really like even the sort of like outro, how it's sort of like bursting and flaring. I don't know how you describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. Just behind the sort of titles at the end. I really just like how it all looks, and it just really looks great, and the purple sort of matches brilliant as well. So yeah, for me, I really do enjoy this one, and again, this one could really be at number 1, but the others are just a bit better for me. At number 3, we have Matt Smith's first title sequence. Now, this is a really good one because I love how the lightning and the cloudy sort of vortex, I love how the lightning hits the TARDIS, makes it spin, and then we go into the fire part of the vortex, and then how the sort of logo becomes the TARDIS. All of them are absolutely brilliant, and I really do enjoy this one, and it's such an enjoyable theme and TARDIS sequence. Again, it's hard to put it here because there are so many good ones, and I do generally really like this one, but the other two, I just cannot fault them. It's just a really hard part of the ranking now because all of these ones are really, really good and I enjoy them so much. At number 2, we have Tom Baker's Last and Peter Davison's Second. I really love this one, and this one really does bring back fond memories of when I was a child watching The Five Doctors on DVD. But I do feel like this symbolises the peak of the JNT era. When he was first at the beginning of his era, I think was when he was at his best, and I feel it really does symbolise it. I love how there's the stars in the TARDIS sequence. Again, it's so simple, but it makes it feel like it goes on and on forever. I also love how the stars sort of collect to make the face and the logo and everything. That's a really good strength of it as well. And I love the theme tune as well. It's just absolutely brilliant and I really enjoy watching this one. So definitely at number 2 is Tom Baker's Last and Peter Davison's First. At number 1 we have Christopher Eccleston's and David Tennant's First. Now this one has absolutely no faults. This is the sort of one I grew up with. And it's not just because I grew up with it, but I genuinely do think this is the best TARDIS sequence. The way the TARDIS flies through the vortex, does that 360 spin, and then continues through. And the music as well, it just makes me so proud to be a Whovian, and I absolutely love this theme. So this is absolutely at number 1 because I just love it and there are completely no faults with it. And that's my ranking done, but that's just my opinion. What I'd love to know is what you guys think. Where would you rank all the title sequences, particularly the 14th and 15th Doctor's title sequence? I'd love to know if you guys like it or don't like it like I do. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy the video, make sure you're subscribed. I'm just 80 at the moment, I'm 80 subscribers away from hitting 500 subscribers, and when I do hit 500 subscribers, I'll be making the video of how I made my TARDIS behind me, and how you can make your own. So if you enjoyed the video and would love to see that, then make sure you're subscribed. But thank you for watching the video, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know your rankings in the comments below. Thank you everyone and take care.